Okay. All right. Okay. Remind me later. All right. Okay. Uh, it's day 100. We did this shit for 100 days. Oh my god. Every day we've been playing pretty much for at least an hour. On average, we've probably done like maybe an hour and a half of playing, maybe 2 hours of playing every day. I think there's been a few days where it's been 30 or 40 minutes of playing. But like there's been multiple days where we've done like 2, 3, 4 hours of playing. Um, and I'm like really, really proud of myself. Like, ooh, we did it. We did it. Okay. Um, and Lonnie has been wonderful. Like she made me a cake. She made me a cake when I hit to day 100. Uh, and she shaped it like a guitar, like a guitar. Um, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, and I feel like I've learned so much. So, on day 100, I kind of want to like just talk about like, um, okay, first of all, I want to do something else. I'm gonna play where we're at today first. Like this is, I think maybe I should do the playing at the beginning of the video rather than at the end. Um, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just maybe I like that format a little bit more. And then after we're done playing, we can do some talking stuff. Um, I don't know. Just shaking it up. I don't know if I like this more, but um, yeah, we'll play first. Do some improvisation, and then we'll talk about like what we've learned and all this stuff, and what we want to learn next for the next 100 days, and some goals. All right, so yeah, let's get to it. All right, that's where our playing's at on day 100. I'm playing guitar every day. Um, I there's I think there's a lot that I still have to learn. Um, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about what we've learned so far. Um, I'm gonna open up a little doc and just like write out what we've learned so far. Um, and like blow this up a little bit. Yeah, do this. I'm opening it up right now. And yeah, I'm just gonna do what we've learned, right? So what we've learned, right? And yeah, I'll just talk through like writing out what we've learned and what we'll like to learn, and we'll go from there. Okay, let me put this over here and talk about this. I'm gonna fix this camera real quick. Let me make sure my face shows up here. Let me just there we go. You see this? Like I don't know why that happens. Okay, we're back. All right, so let's make this 200%. All right, so what did we learn? All right, so we started even before we started playing. Um, Let me grab this. I'm gonna just grab this thingy, and just to make it a little bit easier, so that I can talk and yeah, just talk and do. Hopefully this doesn't disconnect. All right, I think we're still good. We're still good. All right. Wait, come on. Why is it? I swear, man. I have to get a better setup for how I do this. Why are you not? Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. All right, and then make sure everything is still connected. We'll turn up the gain on my mic just so that I can. Yeah. And now, can you still hear me? It sounds like you can. We can take out this right here, right? And yeah, and then we can even take this over here. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yep. That is perfect. So, I hope that's loud enough. I think it might be. Alright, so let's. Oh my goodness, now the screen here isn't quite working. Let's just display capture. Okay. Come on, display capture. Let's. Jesus Christ. Why is it not window capture? Display capture. There we go. Now that everything's good, so we can talk about what we've learned. Alright. So, yeah, we've learned a bunch. Alright, so. First, before we even started, we learned our basic thing. We learned music theory, right? So we learned stuff like what the circle of fifths, right? This is like before you even start playing. Circle of fifths, scale intervals, uh, chords. essentially I just watched a bunch of intro like music theory videos. So like most of the basics, right? And I kind of just watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and anytime I didn't know what a word meant, I went down like a rabbit hole of learning, right? So like I didn't know what a dominant chord was, right? And so like, and I didn't know what a suspended chord was, and I would just like, and I think I did this even during when I started like playing guitar, but like even before that, I was doing this kind of like exploring, and I think honestly just watching people talk about music, watching music interviews of like prominent musicians and how they were explaining their music, and anytime I didn't understand a word, I would like read Wikipedia articles, look up YouTube videos or something on whatever the word was I didn't understand. And it's gotten to the point now where like it's kind of rare that I hear like a musical idea, that I don't have some idea of what they're talking about. Especially after learning about scale intervals, right? Scale intervals made a lot of stuff. Um, just intervals in general, right? Like not just scale intervals, just intervals, right? That made things a lot clearer when someone's talking about like a major third or a minor third. I know what that means, right? And I know how that functions, right? Um, yeah, and honestly, the major scale was a big thing. Um, Modes was another one that I still have a lot to learn there. I've learned a lot about like um, I learned a lot about like relative and parallel scales, right? Um, but I think I still have a lot to learn about modes, right? Like specifically pentatonic modes, right? So like you can have a Dorian mode, but then the pentatonic version of that, you are now dropping like uh the 2, 3, 4, 5. You're dropping the fifth and the root of the original key, if that makes any sense. And so like just stuff like that, learning that and learning how to play that on guitar, I think is gonna be really useful. So there's a bunch of music theory stuff that I want to learn, but then I learned the cage system like pretty early, and that's been like instrumental in like how I play and like what I practice every day since the start. And it's been so useful for like visualizing the fretboard for me. I think there's a lot different ways um that you could do it, but I think that learning like the C, A, G, E, and D shape, um but more so not just learning like the shape of the chord, but learning all of the notes that are in key in that C A G E D position. I think I've talked about this a lot. I think like I even like have like, let me see if I can find it. Like uh like I think I have it like, yeah, you see like if I go to here, okay, not scales. I think like this, right? Like I did this. And so this is what you'll normally see when they talk about major pentatonic scale, but I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about doing something like this instead. You see what I mean? Like where I'm not just playing the pentatonics, I'm playing everything in the key for the C major shape. Um, and I do this every day. I play this and I play this every day, and I normally start. Maybe I'll start with the shapes in different locations. So sometimes I start with the A in the open shape or the D in the open shape. Sometimes I've done the G. I need to practice the G in the open shape, and then I just walk it down. Um, and I do that like every day. And that's been really useful. Um, so cage system. And then I also learned my triads, right? So the triads and all their inversions. So like I don't really have. I have like a picture of it on my phone, but essentially just like the triads and all their inversions. I learned those shapes. They have not been super useful for me for making music, honestly. I like or improvisation. Like I haven't found cool ways to use them. I do know them, but I haven't really found good ways to use them yet. I think it's because I'm not really thinking about those. I don't really know those triad shapes as their corresponding one, two, three, four, five chords, right? So I don't know. I think integrating that into my improvisation some way might be useful. I learned most of my arpeggios for the C shape, right? So within the C shape, right? Like we have this. This I haven't written it out here, but this is actually three, four, five. This is like if we think about the notes one D C D E F G A B as one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven. This is three. This is four. This is five. Um, this is six. This is seven, and this is one. Right, and then your one chord would be one, three, five. Right. So I've learned like the arpeggios like one like the pattern. So it's like one. It would be three, three, five, one, right? This is like it'll be like for C it'll be three, five, one. Then it's this, that. Then I've learned that, right? And it's hard for me to do it without playing it. Like looking at the chart is actually kind of hard for me to see. But if I were to play it, it would be what is it? It's this, that, that, and then you hit. Uh, mm, is it this one next? Mm, oh, there actually might be something wrong in this picture. Actually, am I wrong? No, no, this is right. This, that. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, you just go down one. It's just you go down one and then this. Okay, yeah. Just go here, here. You go down one, and then you go here and here. Yeah. Um. So I learned essentially those arpeggio shades for C, for D, for E, F, G. The A one's a little rusty for me, and I haven't learned the diminished one. So those are uh um things I have to learn as well. Um, the thing about them though is I also haven't found them like super useful for making music. I mean, I've like or for improvisation, but I also haven't been playing against backing tracks, right? I also started like reading and writing music on guitar, so like reading music on the guitar has been good. Like now I can kind of let me open up um this right here, right? I can kind of like right here, right? Like I can sight read something of like this complexity, like Jingle Bells on the guitar. Um, Not super impressive, but that's what I can do, right? My picking has gotten better, right? So I used to like not be able to like pick and hit the string I wanted to, and that was really frustrating. But eventually got to the point where like, oh, I can like kind of hit and pick the string I want without thinking too hard about it or having to look at the string. And so that's been really nice. I still mess up sometimes, but like it's not all the time now. Um, My picking has gotten better. I learned like a kind of a finger picking technique where like I'm going like this. So I don't know what that's called, like finger picking kind of technique. I learned that my bar chords have gotten better. So these are all like just like almost like muscle kind of things, right? So bar chords have gotten better. I've learned all of like the major and minor basic shapes like C, A, G, E, D, um, and like, I haven't learned. I know like the E7 chord, the A7 chord, and the D7 chord and the D major seventh chord. But like I think I'm going to start like probably going to more exotic chords. Like I think I remember learning the suspended chords for E briefly. Um Basic chords, right? But I have way more to learn about that. And so let's see what the video is at. It's at 23 minutes. Um, that's kind of most of what I've learned. I learned a few songs too. I learned like a baby version of Blackbird, Hallelujah, um, I'll Be There. Uh, what other songs did I learn? That's kind of it for songs. I haven't spent a lot of time learning songs. That kind of bores me, like just learning a song. Um, I learned a first part of a Jimi Hendrix lick, so like Jimi Hendrix lick, right? But that's I have not finished learning that part of Jimi Hendrix lick, right? It's like I don't remember what the lick is. I have like the screenshot of the lick I'm trying to learn on my phone, but I'm not even gonna put that here. But I don't spend a lot of time learning songs. I think for me, I really liked just like learning like different techniques, and I also really liked. I think this is gonna be really good. Like instead of learning a song, just like playing like sight reading a song. I think is gonna be really cool. So like I want to be able to like play all of these. Um, and write my own and then be able to play them back. So I want to do that. And this is kind of like, there's probably more in here that I have learned that I'm not remembering. Like, there's a lot of little tips, like, like the finding like there's like shapes that I've learned like finding where how to go up an octave. Like you go over three, down three, or you go across four and down three if you're crossing over the B string. Um, like stuff like that. I've learned like little tricks, and I'm just becoming like more and more familiar with the guitar. Just learning where all the notes are. Like I kind of know that like all the notes on the dots for the G and A string, which is really good because once you know the G and A string, you can kind of figure out all the other notes kind of easily. Um, yeah, and then I learned some strumming patterns, but I think that's kind of where we are. Also, um my ability to switch between my open chords has gotten a lot better, so I can switch between those quite quickly now. I feel like more quickly than I could at the beginning. But my switching between my bar chords is very sloppy still. So I don't feel very comfortable swapping between bar chords. Um, yeah, but now I think we're at the point. Let me see where we're at in time of what we want to learn, right? Want to learn, right? So I think this is all stuff we do know kind of now, and we're keep learning more. But I want to learn the rest of the seventh chords, right? So seventh chords, right? And have those in my head. So like all the dominant chords, shapes, right? We know E and we know A and we know D, but maybe there's other ones that we need to learn. So seven, and then the major seventh, and I think minor seventh. I don't know if there are. I think there are minor seventh chords. That would make sense. That would make sense, and maybe I would also want to learn suspended chords, like really understand those. Um, this probably will be the next like step of like, and they'll probably just be like variations of the shapes I already know. Um, I want to be really familiar with what the scale intervals are in all these shapes I know, right? So I know this for the C shape, this is 3 4, this is a 5, this is a 7 or 1. But for the E shape, this is a 1, that's a 7. I don't know them like as well for the other shapes, right? And I want to know that. Like I want to know like if I'm in this point in the shape, I want to know exactly um what notes I am, where I am in the scale interval, right? So I know the root here is, this is the root for the E, this is the minor root. Like this is a cheat sheet, right? But like um I know for D this is the root and this is the 1, so that's the 7. But I want to just have that be more like automatic of like, all right, I'm at the 3 right now. I'm at the 4. I'm at the 5. I think that could stand to be improved. Scale intervals in cage shapes. Reading music, right? So I want to get better at like reading music. So like reading music on the guitar. I want to be able to look at like a piece of sheet music and be like, okay, this is how you would play that, da, 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 and be able to just play that. And right now, I'm really only playing it in like the middle position of the guitar. But I want to be able to be familiar with playing it. I don't even know if that's. I don't even know what to call it. It's not even middle position. It's like I'm playing it like around here, right? That's where I am like reading music, because this, just where, like this octave here, this E is way too low. It's like if I was reading it, like you'd have like um, three lines, and then that would be your E. So here is when you start to get into like this kind of range here. So that's why I'm playing here. I do want to learn how to play in other locations, but first I'll start there, and then I'll go. I'll branch off from there. On guitar, um, I want to learn new picking stuff, so like alternate picking. I also want to learn stuff like hammer-ons and pull-offs, right? So I haven't really played with that too much. On and pull-offs. Right, I've like seen YouTube video tutorials on them, but I haven't like been able to do that. I want to get better at doing bends, right? Um, uh, and yeah, those are just some of the things I want to learn. Um, I also want to get better at like, I can kind of do it now where like I can hum a melody, and I can kind of like figure it out on the guitar. Like I'm like, like let me show you next. Okay, not today, but because we're getting over time. We're already at 30 minutes, but I do want to get to a point where like I can just hum a melody, be like um, and be able to easily find that on the guitar. I'm kind of close where I can easily find that, given like 10 minutes, I can find it normally. Sometimes if it's a super easy one, like 5 minutes, right? But I also want to be able to find that with chords. So like, what would be the chords that would correspond to huh. Like I don't know what chords I would play to like get that same sort of sound. Um, And so I think that's going to be important. And um, so, like, I guess playing by ear will be another one. Um, is there anything else about that? I think that's the main thing, honestly. Um, yeah, I think those are like the main things I want to learn, and I think um, I will like. Oh, also I want to be better at like improvising over backing tracks, right? So what I might do is I might make my own backing tracks in a video, but like improvising. So right now I improvise just like whatever over backing tracks, um, right? Um, but I think I should really like have like a backing track where the chords are changing and I'm trying to improvise with those chord changes. I think that would be really good practice. Um, um, because that's like really important when I'm jamming out with other people. Um, yeah, so then I think that's the next step for my improvising. Um, what else do I want to learn? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of it, you know? I mean, that will take me up for another 100 days. So we'll come back to this um, and see, like, how much we've done. I have not forgotten, by the way, that I am working on that song. So where's the song? Writing every day. Writing every day. Yeah, I have not forgotten about working for the dragon. I have not forgotten about this job. I have not forgotten about this song. I will finish this song. I will come back to this. Um, it's just I feel like I haven't had time. Um, but I want to make more songs, right? So make more songs with the guitar. Right. Yeah, and I think I'm getting really close to feeling comfortable with working on the album using the guitar now, like the album that I want to make. The Prince. I feel like I don't know. Is 200 days enough? I don't know if 200 days is enough, but I think I'm getting kind of close to being able to work on the songs I want to work on. Um, yeah, but that's really everything, man. I know I've been blabbering for a while. But happy day 100. Um, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Uh, bye bye. All right.